Mad Men in 3 minutes or less. The show is set in 1960 around a top Madison Avenue advertising agency called Sterling Cooper. Lead character Don Draper is a creative genius with a secret past. His colleague Peggy Olson rises from secretary to copywriter, and headstrong independent office manager Joan Holloway masters office politics. The first season sets the tone as we discover that Don Draper is actually Dick Whitman, an army deserter who assumed a dead officer's identity during the Korean War. Peggy proves herself as a copywriter but ends the season hospitalized after falling pregnant from a one-night stand with her colleague Pete Campbell, an account executive at Sterling Cooper. Betty, Don's wife, grows suspicious of Don's secrets. The agency lands the Nixon election campaign, showing the growing power of advertising in politics. Sterling Cooper is bought by a British firm. Betty kicks Don out after learning about his affairs. Don heads to California and meets Anna Draper, the widow of the real Don. Don and Peggy's friendship becomes closer after Peggy bails him out from a drunk driving charge. This is because he was the only person to visit her in hospital after giving her baby up for adoption. Joan's fiancé, Greg Harris, a highly insecure traditional conservative, assaults her in Don's office. Don is back from California and clashes with the new British agency. His marriage collapses after Betty discovers his identity. New CFO, Lane Price, arrives at the agency. Don, along with his fellow colleagues, senior partners Roger Sterling and Bert Cooper, and Lane Price form ad agency Sterling Cooper Draper Price and poach Peggy and Pete. Don's personal life spirals into alcoholism and depression following his divorce. Then he proposes to his secretary, Megan. Joan is pregnant with Roger's child but tells Greg it's his. She eventually divorces him. Peggy masterminds a groundbreaking campaign for Playtex, and SCDP loses Lucky Strike, their biggest account. In Season 5, SCDP land Jaguar as a client, but only because the exec forces Joan to sleep with him. Megan decides to pursue an acting career, and Don goes back to his cheating ways. Peggy feels overlooked in her job and leaves SCDP for a rival firm. Lane takes his own life after facing financial ruin. SCDP merges with Cutler, Gleason, and Chow. Don's daughter Sally catches him cheating with his neighbor, and his constant drunkenness causes the SCDP partners to put him on indefinite leave. With the 1970s on the horizon, Don returns to a different agency atmosphere. Peggy falls in love with her colleague Stan and chooses to continue her career in advertising. Joan's short relationship with wealthy real estate developer Richard Berghoff ends when she starts her own production company. Roger finds love with Megan's mother. Betty is diagnosed with terminal cancer. The series ends with Don at a California retreat finding enlightenment, inspiring the iconic 1971 Coke ad. And that's our recap of Mad Men. Catch it on AMC Plus now. Thanks for watching.